Hey everybody, welcome back to round 4 of Modern Magic tonight at GameSwap and Mason, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. This will actually be the final round for the night, in light of the pre-release for Hour of Devastation. So don't stick around thinking there's a 5th round. There's just number 4 today.
So you know the pre-release will be streamed for basically the entire weekend. There won't be commentary, but if you guys want to see some of the new cards in action in Sealed, you can watch the stream at any point during the weekend to catch that.
Yes,
so this round, last round.
As Foretold versus Jund. I think that's blue-white as Foretold. Could be blue-white-red as Foretold.
Right, just got or blue-white.
Yeah, but for those of you who don't know, as Foretold, pretty sweet new card. It allows you to. It's a 3-mana enchantment, and it's sort of like an Aether Vial, Brain in the Jar, kind of.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a 3-mana enchantment. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, put a counter, a lore counter, a fate counter.
I don't know what type of counter.
I think it's a fate counter. You put a fate counter on it, and when that happens,
it can't be a fate counter.
Yeah, because a fate counter would make that would.
Oblivion Stone wouldn't kill it, right?
Yeah, Oblivion Stone wouldn't kill it. It's you put some sort of counter on it, and then you can cast a spell from your hand with converted mana cost equal or less without paying its mana cost, which is cool. It allows you to do things like like play a turn 4 Nahiri and leave up Cryptic Command. Because what's cool is you can cast one of these spells for free on both turns, on your turn and your opponent's. But the real reason to play this card is so as soon as you cast it, you can immediately cast an Ancestral Visions for 0 or a Restore Balance for 0. It's sort of like cascading.
Yep.
So it's pretty dope. And by the way, you guys should be really jealous because Mario and I we're sitting back here commentating at the commentators' quarters, and a pack of Darksteel, like you know. The
original
set Darksteel, yeah, a pack of original Darksteel just like fell out of the sky. We're looking to Nurok Prodigy, a Darksteel Pendant, a Krark Clan Stoker, a Quick Change. It seems like someone took the rare, but the uncommons were all here. There's a Purge, modern staple, kind of. Actually, wow. Actually, I don't even know this card, Purge, but it seems very good. It's a 2-mana instant in white.
For the throw.
Yeah, it says destroy target artifact creature or black creature.
Wow.
It's like I mean that's good against Affinity and Death Shadow for 2-mana instant speed.
Yeah, it's the opposite of Doomblade or Go for the Throw or something.
Yeah, I guess it's just worse than Fatal Push and Path.
So we see,
but it can't be regenerated.
That's true. In our game here, we got Robert with classic Jund play, turn 2 Tarmogoyf.
It seems okay.
Eddie gonna fetch up a Plains, probably gonna see a Path on this Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, I don't think you want to Path the Tarmogoyf now, but I guess
maybe you do.
If you have to use your mana that efficiently, but gosh, you're going to be ramping your opponent, and this Goyf isn't really scaring you right now, is it? I mean,
I'm afraid of it. It's a Lurgoyf. If you saw a Lurgoyf coming at you, would you not be frightened?
I'm afraid of it because it's a future side Tarmogoyf, and so I know my opponent is, like Moneybags,
okay,
or at least has been playing the deck for a long time.
You just played a foil full art island.
I did. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oof.
Ooh, spreading seas. That's a good spreading seas. Robert thought he was playing Jund, but now he is playing Sultai.
No, I think that's the stomping ground he left up.
No, it's an overground tomb.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, can you even read?
No, but we do have basic swamp, which is going to allow Robert to cast Lily of the Veil. The glare seems to still be prominent with whatever sleeves Robert is playing. Again, we apologize for that.
Yeah, we'll have that fixed for you soon.
In the future.
In the future.
Lily here.
Future sight, if you will.
Looks good. We got a fancy Supreme Verdict from Eddie. Here we see D-Sphere.
Yeah, I actually don't like that fancy Supreme Verdict.
So a slew of enchantments kind of locking out some of Robert's resources here, taking out Lily and taking out his red source.
Yeah, luckily for Robert, he's got Abrupt Decay in the main board, which can clean up all these things.
Sure, which
Thoughtseize is good.
It's good here, yeah.
Yeah.
So look at Eddie's hand. He's got
Remand,
Cryptic.
That's a Jace Architect, yeah.
It is. Interesting.
So I will say that Remand is not super popular right now because it's pretty bad against some decks.
Yeah, when Death Shadow is casting everything for 1 mana.
Yeah, but it is good. I think we mentioned this last week. That Remand is good against Tasigur and Gurmag Angler.
Right.
You can force them to, you can force them to Relic or Progenitus themselves.
Sure.
Which is nice. But yeah, I don't love Remand, but Remand is great against Jund.
Against a mid-range deck, yeah.
In fact, a lot of times, especially back in the Splinter Twin days, if you see a Thoughtseize, we don't talk about we don't talk about Fight Club or Splinter Twin. No, back in the day, Jund playing against Splinter Twin, usually your best turn 1 play was to Thoughtseize their remand.
Sure,
Or Inquisition there. I mean, obviously taking Splinter Twin is okay too, but really taking that remand, that's the card that punishes these mid-range decks.
So Robert decided to take the Jace instead of the Supreme Verdict. Oh, now he's going to Abrupt Decay the D-Seer and get his Liliana back.
Yeah, so I think that's a good play. If you can keep it parity with the Detention Sphere, that's always going to be helpful.
All right, whatever visual adjustment was just done to the stream makes it look a lot better.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you somebody.
Eliminating the glare. So Supreme Verdict getting a 1-for-1 there, just taking out Tarmogoyf, and Robert has at least another Dark Confidant in hand, and maybe another creature as well.
Yeah, Robert would is so happy to use his Abrupt Decay on these enchantments because he has no other good targets for him in this match. He's got Snapcaster and As Foretold. Interestingly, I didn't even think about that. this As Foretold deck playing Spreading Seas and As Foretold and Detention Sphere, it's almost like freaking
it's very vulnerable.
It's like Bant enchantment control.
Yeah.
It's it's like how good would like a one of Idyllic Tutor here be?
Probably bad.
You could Snapcaster the Idyllic Tutor. How bad does that sound?
Really bad.
Well, so what's nice about As Foretold?
5 mana, draw a card on top of your deck.
Yeah, but what's nice about As Foretold is that As Foretold can diminish the mana cost of
But you really want your As Foretold on turn 3, not having to go find it.
Well, but you can go find the Detention Sphere or the Spreading Seas or the I don't know the Afera, God of the Polis. Which by the way, Afera, God of the Polis will draw you a lot of cards with Snapcaster Mage because you can Snapcaster on your opponent's turn and on your turn.
That's true. So Dark Confidant putting in some work here, drawing Robert an extra card every turn.
Yeah.
And Eddie just drawing lands.
Yeah, Eddie caught without an answer for this Confidant is real bad. Oh yeah, the remand
as well.
Yeah, the remand doesn't feel great there.
Well,
Robert,
you blinked his Inquisition. All right.
Robert with the big plays.
All right, did he just? Oh no, okay. It's a little confusing because the land that Spreading Season is enchanting is actually out of the play space that he's just representing that as an island.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it is to just take the land out of play. I think.
Another land from Eddie. Not looking great. Getting beat down by.
So Robert could cast a Sidisi Undead Tyrant right now if he wanted to.
Undead Vizier?
No, the Tyrant.
Brood Tyrant.
Brood Tyrant, that's right.
Yeah,
I was mixing the names. Right?
You were crossing timelines.
Yeah, he could not play the Demonic Tutor one, but he could play the Mill one.
Could play Tyler's Tracker.
Tyler's Tracker seems good. Yeah, he's getting really far ahead with this Tracker and this Confidant.
A Verdict off the top though could change things.
Yeah, but Eddie's at 4, which means he's dead to a lot of things.
So unless he has Cryptic in hand, yeah, he's probably just dead this turn.
I think if he had Cryptic, he would have had to use it already.
Yeah, probably. Probably is just dead regardless.
So, funny side note, that Polluted Delta, the OG Polluted Delta in Robert's hand, when you move it really fast, looks a lot like an Ulamog. Just saying.
Alright, animate, block. Do we have path? Nope. Eddie's going to die there. Didn't find As Foretold. Also did not find much of anything. Drew a lot of lands. Didn't draw many answers there. So some classic Jund value, just taking him down.
Yeah, the hand disruption in these matchups is brutal. Typically, Robert is communicating with me. I'm not sure what he said. I think he wanted me.
No, he was saying that he played his land after Tyler's Tracker to make sure you got a clue.
Oh, the big plays from Robert.
Yeah.
Using the Tyler's Tracker as intended.
As intended. Good on him.
I was going to say, Jund is, one of the reasons to play the deck. It's good against all the field, and it's tough for your opponents to sideboard against you. But typically, Jund is very powerful against blue-white control. The hand disruption and the Lilianas, the Dark Confidants, the fact that you can take their removal and then draw multiple cards off Dark Confidant.
Yeah, that's very good.
Absolutely brutal.
And, Robert even kind of, coaxed Eddie into casting that Supreme Verdict there by not taking it from his hand. Right? It let him cast it. All it did was take our Tarmogoyf, but then Robert just slams his Dark Confidant and runs away with the game there.
Right. Yeah. So I wonder what Robert's bringing in here.
You know what I'm betting Eddie's bringing in?
What? Elspeth Suns champion?
No, or rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. So I'm fine with rest in peace in this matchup.
Okay, you're fine here, even though you have Snapcasters.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with the rest in peace.
It's another enchantment. You can find it with your idyllic tutor.
It's not excellent. If I were playing the match, I wouldn't bring it in, but it's your prerogative. The truth is though that Snapcaster is one of your best cards in the matchup.
That is true.
The problem is that Snapcaster is really weak to scavenging ooze.
Sure.
So it's kind of a toss up. But rest in peace is
rest in peace is good.
Is
Takes out all the
okay.
goyfs.
The thing is, you have the blue-white deck already has such good answers to Tarmogoyfs. In basically, I mean, every card they have answers a Tarmogoyf. You know, Detention Sphere, Path, Supreme Verdict, Elspeth Sun's Champion, anything answers a Tarmogoyf.
Right.
So I don't love the rest in peace, but it's not the worst thing in the world. If we had information that Robert was playing a more graveyard-heavy Jund deck, I would like the rest in peace a lot more. Like if we saw Grim Flayers or Goblin Dark Dwellers or something like that.
Yeah.
But
So
Eddie could bring it in if he wanted to, but I'm not a fan.
here's another. You know, Golgari Charm would be really good here. So good here.
Yeah, Golgari Charm
kills his enchantments.
Yeah, kills everything.
Regenerates your team through Verdict.
Yep.
Kills Snapcaster in a pinch.
Yep. In fact, if Eddie doesn't play this properly, he could Supreme Verdict into a Golgari Charm, get absolutely blown out.
Unfortunately, nobody plays Golgari Charm evidently, even though it would be so good in every matchup.
It's the greatest card. We've been over this.
I'm main decking.
There's not a single matchup where Golgari Charm is not relevant. It is impossible to have a deck where the card's not relevant. I mean,
yeah,
it does everything. It's everything.
If only you could choose more than one mode.
Sure.
That would be.
Yeah. If only it were Golgari Command.
Golgari Command, yes.
So I wonder what else Eddie can do besides Elspeth Sun's Champion.
Do you think he probably doesn't have like a ghostly prison or something like that, right?
You don't want it. The Jund deck is going to have plenty of mana.
Sure.
It's not going to have that many wide threats. Eddie could have. I mean, any Planeswalker is good.
Sure.
Any Planeswalker that's above 3 mana is good, so it can't be a Replicade.
Right. We saw the Jace Architect.
Yeah, Jace Architect on the main board is good.
Maybe he's just cheating in a Mind Sculptor. You never know.
Yeah, we could see the Mind Sculptor come out here. Judge.
Robert looking through a pile of Planeswalker emblems.
Yeah, so looks like Robert brought the wrong sideboard. This emblem sideboard is actually played in mono black emblems, but I wonder where his Jund sideboard
adding
is.
some spice to the game.
So
wanted to start each player with an emblem.
If you could start with any emblem, which emblem would it be? I think the best one would have to be Tamiya's, right? Tamiyo, because
the new one.
Yeah, because you have an Omniscience. Well, yeah, the new one, yeah.
The new one, yeah. You draw 3 cards and you have Omniscience.
Yeah, I mean, just starting with Omniscience probably means you win, right?
Yeah.
But I guess Chandra's is pretty good too, though, right? Whenever you cast a spell, 5 damage.
That's pretty good.
So.
Or you could have like Venser the Sojourner. Every time you cast a spell, you
bounce
exile
a permanent. Yeah.
Or no, you just exile it, I think.
Oh, I thought you just bounced it.
No, that's like his +1.
Right. That's pretty. Yeah. Yeah. I guess they're all pretty
good.
But
we see Rest in Peace. Let's see how good it is. There's
yeah.
Dark Confidant.
So Rest in Peace does nothing to Dark Confidant.
We also saw a Grafdigger's Cage turn 1 from Robert.
Yeah.
I guess to prevent Emrakul. Potentially. Or Snapcaster works.
Yeah. All it really does is Snapcaster, and again, as we mentioned, Snapcaster is one of your best cards here.
Here is as Foretold. Does not have the 0 mana play though. And here's a Spellbound.
Wow, there's some serious graveyard hate in this game.
Do we think Robert is going to see the draw card that he's unable to do?
This graveyard hate is unreal. I think both players could play this matchup without doing any graveyard hate except for the Scavenging Ooze.
That might be true.
But instead we see Rest in Peace, Grafdigger's Cage, and a Nihil Spellbomb. And interestingly, Nihil Spellbomb is really bad when your opponent has a Rest in Peace, right?
Yeah. Tracker no land.
Tracker no land.
Uh-oh.
That should be the name of the deck.
Well, we're getting verdicted if we have another colored source. We do not. Oh, we do have untapped Fountain. Here comes the pain. Yep.
Yep, there we go.
Robert's playing in the future. Now there goes Dark Confidant and...
But he didn't actually... Robert didn't really lose any cards there, though. Because he drew off the Confidant already. So I mean, it's not that bad.
Do we think he knows about the Rest in Peace Spellbound interaction? So one of the most confusing interactions in Modern that I've seen even pros get judge calls on them.
He won't get to draw, right?
You cannot draw a card off Spellbound with a Rest in Peace in play because it never reaches the graveyard.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. Pro players do not know that.
I certainly. Well, a lot of pro players are pretty bad.
Sure. Okay.
Well, they're pretty bad at rules interact. Like I've seen some hilariously silly.
Oh, here's the free Ancestral Visions. That feels good.
They're obviously great players, but I've seen some pro players be very inept at certain rules interactions that you'd think would be obvious.
Another free spell. Ooh! Look at that.
Oh,
Ancestral Visions for free off As Foretold. Draw As Foretold. Ancestral Visions again off the second one. Woo!
Now, to be fair, those Ancestral Visions would have been good just hard cast. Robert has a hard time dealing with hard cast Ancestral Visions. It's not like the 4 turns.
Is he doing it? All right. So
he's going to matter.
He paid the black. He's drawing the card. That's in legal play.
Yeah, he doesn't get to draw a card.
Oh, thankfully somebody.
Yeah, you don't get to draw a card, Robert.
All right, he missed it.
Yeah, clearly, Robert's a pro player, as we discussed. Pro players don't know that interaction.
That's true.
So interesting thing about, like I was saying about the Ancestral Visions. Ancestral Visions by itself is really good against Jund.
Right.
The As Foretold is good here. But the problem is he's down by casting 2 As Fortolds. He put himself down 2 cards to draw 6 cards. Where if you would have just hard cast him, he'd be up 6 cards.
Sure.
Anyway, so it's like.
Is that a third As Foretold in Eddie's hand?
It looks like a restore balance at least. Ooh, Leyline.
Hard cast the Leyline, sure.
Yeah.
I think he cast the third. Did you see? He could have got free. He could have just cast the third As Foretold for free value, and he would never have to tap a land again.
Well, maybe he's gonna flash the As Foretold in with a I don't know, an Alchemist Refuge.
Sure. The 4th As Foretold.
Oh baby, man,
yeah.
he's gonna cast so many free spells, so many free As Fortolds.
I mean, he might as well just like. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to just keep attacking with Colonnade, but all those mana is free.
So you don't want to drop all the As Fortolds because it's a nice Maelstrom Pulse.
Oh right.
Target.
Yeah, that would be.
But does that even matter? I mean, I think Robert wouldn't even Maelstrom Pulse the As Fortolds.
I mean, Eddie's at 115. Like, what is
I think you just want to Maelstrom Pulse the Leyline or the Rest in Peace.
Colonnade getting pushed. How do you push a giant flying rock?
Well, have you ever heard of the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
I have.
I think that thing could be.
You just push it.
You could fatally push that thing, right?
Thoughtseize.
Fatally, not only for the tower, but for all aboard the tower.
As balance, As Foretold path, As Foretold path.
So, Eddie is not actually in a very good spot.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much going on.
No, not really.
His Colonnade just died. He lost his restore balance.
Drawing 6 cards when 4 of those cards are As Foretold is not all that great.
Yeah. Yeah, the 115 life was oh yeah, he just cast Thoughtseize into a Leyline. Well, sometimes you miss it.
No, I think he is at 115. Didn't he reveal like 7 hands with Martyr of Sands earlier?
Yes.
I think that happened. Turns 1 through 7 were actually just a bunch of Martyrs of Sands.
So the As Foretold told more As Foretolds. Yeah, that wasn't a legal play though. Robert just Thoughtseize Eddie when he had a Leyline of Sanctity in play. Oh well, you gotta know your own cards.
Sorry, what happened?
Robert Thoughtseized Eddie when Eddie has the Leyline of Sanctity in play.
So he had to Thoughtseize himself.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Nice work. Nice work, Robert. Nice work, Robert. Well, I mean that's how we know Robert's a pro player, because that's a very common rules interaction that pro players don't understand too.
That one I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it is true that as a spell resolves, you've got to choose a target.
I think it is legal at Tarmots when you can target Ancestral Visions with Snapcaster and then cast it off the As Foretold. So actually no.
No, you
because it's
cannot.
a flashback cost.
No,
right.
so yeah, let me explain the ruling here. So As Foretold presents an alternative cost, and you can't pay more than one alternative cost for a spell. Flashback is an alternative cost, and As Foretold is an alternative cost. You got to pick one or the other.
Yeah, right. Baby Jace can, because that's just casting the card out of your graveyard, not for an alternate way like flashback.
Right.
Yeah, that was when the wording on Snapcaster had to fit the block, because that's when flashback was, like the theme of Innistrad, right?
Yeah. Now Torrential Gearhulk.
Still can't, because
it's not an instant.
If it was an instant, it
but
could.
If Torrential Gearhulk said sorcery, you could do Ancestral Visions with that.
Sure.
Yeah, I should be a judge. Someone make me a judge. I don't need training.
We are ticking up and up here. This is a great match. Lands, we got lands, we got as foretold.
What really gets me is this graveyard hate. the Graph Digger's Cage and the Rest in Peace in hand are like the stupidest things I've ever seen. I mean, like I said at the outset, I don't mind the Rest in Peace that much.
Well, Robert has some action in Raging Ravine here.
The Graph Digger's Cage does nothing but stop the Snapcasters, and although that's one of the best cards against you,
here's Raging Ravine.
You're down a
There's
card.
Path.
You're down a card with this Graph Diggers. I'm just not.
How does Eddie's deck win the game? Snapcaster beats.
Colonnade beats.
We're down one Colonnade.
Yeah, maybe. So if I were Robert, I would have brought in the Crumble to Dust. Crumble to Dust is not only good against Colonnade in general, but it's good against these decks that rely on 4-drops like Supreme Verdict. Because when you're on the play, and I guess Robert was on the draw in this matchup, but when you're on the play against these control decks, if you strip apart their hands, turn 1 and 2, and then you cast just any old Crumble to Dust or any land destruction really, you set them pretty far back.
No. We just tried to Cryptic Command Abrupt Decay there.
Did he just try to Cryptic Command?
He did. All right, well, we got rid of Rest in Peace, so now our Tarmogoyfs can get pretty big.
Yeah, little known fact, Abrupt Decay has 2 lines of text.
That's true.
And the first one is kind of the reason it's played.
I mean, destroying any non-land permanent is pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Of 3 or less, of course. Here we see Bob. Bob's going to meet. Man, yep, there. Man. Draw a card.
So, little known fact, Abrupt Decay is part of a cycle from Return to Ravnica. Can anyone else in chat name the cards in the cycle? Mario, do you know?
Slaughter Games?
Slaughter Games, yep, that's one.
All right.
Why? Why is it part of the cycle?
Because it's uncounterable.
Yeah, it's uncounterable. What else?
Supreme Verdict?
Supreme Verdict, that's
All
another
right.
one.
So we got 5?
I think there are 5, yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting because they're
So
actually
it's
all
Counterflux?
Yep, Counterflux. They're actually all modern staples.
Okay. So it's the allied colored guilds. So which guild am I missing? I got blue white, I got red blue, I got green black, and I got black red. So a Demir card?
Nope, because it's not ally colored guilds.
Oh, okay.
I mean, some of them are.
Oh, it's just random?
You're missing one, and it's
Yeah.
it's also a modern staple.
Is it green?
Yeah.
White?
Big news, when you print uncounterable rares, they tend to be modern playable.
It's not Thrun, obviously. Thrun's from
No, Throne is
Scars or something,
is from Mirrodin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mirrodin Besieged.
I don't know. I don't know many other uncounterable spells.
Does Eddie not have an answer for this Dark Confidant?
It doesn't seem like it. We countered one. Loxodon Smiter, of course.
Yes.
You missed your favorite card.
It's my favorite. It's not my favorite card, but it's an okay card. But yeah,
Eddie
they're
does
all,
have an answer to
They
this,
are all modern
this Dark
staples.
Confidant, in fact.
Do you have a path?
No, it's a restore balance.
Oh.
Oh, well, he's thinking. Here it is. All right.
So Restore Balance is actually going to make Robert discard his hand, right?
I don't know how many cards Eddie has, but
Eddie has
2.
Okay.
So maybe. Yeah, so Loxodon Smiter is the 5th
And-
uncounterable. That has got to
and-
be one of the strangest cycles I've ever seen. Just a random uncounterable guild-colored cycle.
But Eddie is now going to have
He's going
to.
to sack some lands, I think.
Yeah, he's going to have to sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay,
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just sack 1 land. Okay.
Well,
Seems
oh,
good. Ooh,
okay.
the double Bob.
Well, if you're getting value somehow, you're getting it through Bob.
Okay, you're correct. They're not. Well, a couple of them are. Loxodon Smiter is a staple, and Supreme Verdict is a staple, and Abrupt Decay is a staple. Counterflux is frankly a sideboard staple, and Slaughter Games is a fringe. I would say a fringe card. And maybe Counterflux isn't a staple either. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
Counterflux used to be a bigger deal.
Sure.
It's really good against some decks that used to be played more, but
So what just happened?
I don't know.
It's Cryptic. Oh, okay. Eddie let Inquisition resolve, and all he had in hand was a Cryptic.
G game time. I would say that Loxodon. I think it's unfair to not say that Loxodon Smiter is not a staple. Card is played widely in Band Company and also Green White Hate Bears. So I don't know. I mean I would say it's a staple, but
So it's not impossible.
we can
here
disagree
that
about the meaning of staple.
Robert loses to his own Dark Confidant if he can't kill Eddie fast enough.
There's almost no way that could happen because Robert
Yeah,
is going to
he's got
drop.
his,
He's going to drop
himself.
plenty of removal.
Oof, Eddie drew another balance. How does Eddie win? Is he just going to hardcast Emrakul? Is that the out?
I don't think. I think he needs these colonnades to
He
work.
just wins with the little beats. Well, here's Restore Balance again. It's going to take out the creatures. Robert's probably going to discard some cards.
Neither of these players is too keen on arranging their cards in an orderly fashion on the table.
You got so many. Who even knows what's going on anymore?
It's giving me a little bit of a headache. I'm struggling to keep up here.
Well, down goes one of Eddie's lands.
Seriously, does Eddie not have
Oh no, you don't sack the Ghost Quarter. Oof.
Does Eddie not have Sphinx's Revelation?
I don't know. Well, he's having some.
Oh,
here's-
Gideon Jura.
Here's the win con.
So-
Gideon Jura.
So in case you don't know, Jund cannot beat Gideon Jura unless they have a Maelstrom Pulse.
Sure.
They literally can't beat. I mean, Gideon Jura is going to plus up and up, and no amount of Tarmogoyfs is going to be able to kill that guy.
Yeah.
Gideon Jura is pretty good here.
I don't. Although it's minor, I don't like Eddie sacrificing his Ghost Quarter there. I mean, it's just one more answer to like a Raging Ravine if he needs that. I don't think he needs the a million basics he has, but whatever.
Yes.
Scavenging Ooze.
So as our friend Pearsal says in chat, yeah, Counterflux is still good, still played, but it used to be really good in Splinter Twin and against Splinter Twin, but it was also really good against Rug Scapeshift, and it's also still pretty good against decks like Ad Nauseam. Unfortunately, no one plays Rug Scapeshift anymore, which is sad. Well, it's a super cool deck. Rug Scapeshift is really cool. Regular green, if you play Scapeshift without the blue, it's like a really kind of straightforward linear deck. But Rug Scapeshift was not. It was usually kind of cool. You'd play Cryptic Commands and Snapcasters, Electrolyze, Is It Charm. Yeah, and thank you for chiming in, Tarmo Twin. Yeah, Counterflux is also great against Storm.
Right. Yeah. That's the Overload part of it is good there. But don't people play things like Ravenous Trap, or not Ravenous Trap, but one of the traps, Mindbreak Trap? Is that the?
Oh sure, yeah, Exile all spell. Yeah. Mindbreak Trap isn't that good in Modern. It's frankly it's kind of a trap to play Mindbreak Trap because it doesn't do everything you'd want it to in some matchups. It's not even that good against Storm.
So the Scavenging Ooze had grown to massive proportions here. It's got 4 counters on it. I think Robert Wade is going for the race. Yeah, get in there. Oh, he's not getting. Okay, that makes sense. What? Eddie did not have an answer. Just lets Gideon die. Yikes. That seems. I mean, that's pretty good for Robert. Another land. I mean, he can attack with Colony, but he's actually losing the race here. I guess he can both attack and... No, he can't quite. Does not quite have enough lands to both attack and block with Colonnade.
This is quite the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. It looked like he just attacked with Gideon instead of plussing him.
Yeah, I believe Gideon Jura's ability it's got a +2 and
think
then
it's
a
a 0 to
0,
activate,
right?
yeah.
But you do have to tap it.
Yeah, both players seem to be completely ignorant of this ley line in play. Plenty of discard spells have been cast. Well, thankfully Eddie found another Restore Balance to get rid of the giant Scavenging Ooze. Does have to sack some more lands.
Wait, has Robert cast additional discard spells since he thought seized himself?
Yeah, he gets some Inquisitions. Colony getting in there. We have the Rest in Peace is back, and Robert is done with that game. Well, that was... Yeah, we see some people in the background just, laughing in the ridiculousness of that match.
Yeah, I guess there were a lot of rules broken there.
There were, yes.
I wasn't paying enough. I got a little sidetracked.
We were talking about uncountable cycles of cards.
Yes, that's my bad. My bad. I couldn't help but bring it up in the Abrupt Decay Supreme Verdict matchup.
Yeah, so our stream runner reminded them of Leyline after this game. Unfortunately, we don't have any direct influence on the game from our position. They can't hear us, obviously, so that's not something we're allowed to.
So
I suppose we can tell a judge. But
so I'm hearing in chat that Robert did not Thoughtseize himself.
No, he was just casting the discard spells at Eddie because neither of them realized the Leyline was in play.
I thought one of the early Thoughtseizes against the Leyline, Eddie reminded them of the Leyline.
No,
and then Robert redirected the Thoughtseize.
I don't think that either of them really knew what it was doing.
All right, well, let's see. Let's see if these.
The Leyline you're looking for of these 10 is Leyline of Sanctity. Not Leyline of Singularity. I don't even know what that one does.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know got Leyline of
Vitality is a good one. Leyline of Anticipation.
There's also a creature called Leyline Phantom.
Oh, yeah, I know that card.
Does it have anything to do with Leylines?
I think it's blue. No, it doesn't. I think it's blue, and it's like a spirit from, like, I don't know. Can't remember. All right, well.
Oh, Leyline of Singularity make all non-land permanents are legendary. Whew. That is a spicy card.
Does it have the same Leyline come in on turn 0?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a wild card. 2 blue. I did not know that Leyline was a card.
No, that's actually pretty interesting.
I want to build the deck around that now.
Yeah. So
you play Leyline of Singularity, and then you play Brothers Kamigawa, whatever it's called, Kamigawa. I don't know. The uncommon brothers from Kamigawa, where the legend rule doesn't apply. They're an uncommon red legend from Kamigawa.
All I could think of when you said that was a line from the TV show Rick and Morty, where they're watching television and there's an advertisement for a TV show or a movie or something that's called Two Brothers.
I don't know. I don't want.
And they say I won't even go there. I need to focus on this Magic game right now. We need to be the arbitrator.
It's the last round. It's a great matchup.
Yeah, it's a great match. Yeah, wonderful matchup. We need to arbitrate this though, because I don't think these players, they need someone to crack down on the rules for them. Yeah, I agree with that. They do need to keep their. I was a bit dismayed by the disorder of the board there. There frankly weren't even that many permanents on board. I mean, relatively. I mean, an elves game can get way more out of whack than that. But these players were not exactly caring to keep track, too much track of the board there.
I am curious now what that card I'm referencing is. I know it's a red uncommon legend from Kamigawa. It's like.
And it says you ignore the legend rule?
No, it's a red like legendary bear or something.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of them, but they're the same card, but because they're both legendary, it says like the legend rule doesn't apply. And if you have 2 of them in play, like they get an extra effect or something. It's
So the legend rule doesn't apply to them?
To them,
or in general?
Just to them.
Okay.
So you can have multiple versions of them.
Because it would be sweet if there was a card that said, like, the legend rule doesn't apply.
There is. It's called Mirror Gallery.
Oh.
It's a random artifact. Oh, your Brothers Yamazaki. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So if there are exactly 2 permanents named Brothers Yamakaze on the battlefield, the legend rule doesn't apply to them, and they give each other +2/+2.
Yeah,
and haste.
That's cool.
Thanks for the lookup for that one.
It would be cool if there was a card that could make it so Kiki Jiki could target legends, But I guess there's not
weird. You have to somehow change the type of card.
Yeah, you would need a card like Trait Doctrine that says like replace one instance of the word non-legendary with the word legendary.
Oof. Eddie did not keep a great hand here. He's got Jace, Gideon, and his As Foretold, which got stripped away by that Inquisition there.
Well, to be fair, barring a Thoughtseize, these 2 Planeswalkers are very hard for Robert to deal with. So let's say Eddie finds a path off the top here or something. If he finds an answer for Robert's threats on the ground, these Planeswalkers can quickly take over the game.
He found a Rest in Peace, so that actually is kind of an answer for Tarmogoyf at this point.
Yeah, it is. I don't hate unlike most rests in peace, I don't hate this one.
Yeah.
Liliana. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh man. So you gotta hit 4 lands.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard through this. I think he's gonna have to lose one of the walkers, right?
Yeah, because he can't discard another land, or
Yeah.
he'll never cast the other walker. Did he draw a land though?
He did. He could bank on land off the top, but that seems risky.
So do you play the assuming nothing much happens this turn, do you play the Gideon or the Jace? Okay, he's
You
gonna
play the Gideon, obviously. Come on. I don't know. I think.
I mean, Gideon can protect himself by putting out a soldier,
right?
But that plan loses immediately to like a fatal push because Robert can just.
Right, but Robert does not have any creatures.
Well, and I guess the Goyf is a 0/1.
Yeah.
So this, yeah, I'm not sure which one I liked more, the Jace or the Gideon.
Well,
But
how do you like the Gideon? Yeah, and plus Gideon just wins the game, so that's also good.
well, Jace wins the game too.
Yeah. Ooh, Kitchen Finks. Okay. I mean, I'm guessing Robert just brought in Kitchen Finks because he didn't have anything else that was good in his sideboard.
Yeah, Kitchen Finks is a nice sticky threat. It's bad against Path, but you don't mind mana ramping yourself.
He gets to attack Gideon.
Yeah, no, Kitchen Finks is good in these matchups. Just a sticky threat. Good against Verdict, but bad against Rest in Peace.
And he loses
another Gideon.
Yeah, that is not very good here. 6 mana. Don't like that.
No,
So
it's only 5 mana.
Oh, okay. What do we make a knight or do we attack Lily?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're making a knight.
So it's true that Jace doesn't stop Liliana, but when the Liliana goes to sacrifice, if Robert chooses to do that, you can actually afford to just lose some lands here.
Sure.
Because Jace will win you the game eventually, and Robert doesn't have a lot of good answers for it. Jace's ultimate is actually pretty sweet in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, we got a judge question? All right.
I
Oh,
think
is it if Kitchen Finks can live through the rest in peace? Is that our judge question?
yeah. So Kitchen Finks will not live through Rest in Peace. For anyone wondering.
No, that's not the question.
Oh.
It's all about the Liliana ultimate.
Oh, if he Lily ults, does he get a Kitchen Finks? Because Rest in Peace won't be in play if.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we're wondering. So if Rest in Peace leaves play.
Huh.
Wait, Lily ult's symmetric?
No.
Oh, well then how would Kitchen Finks die simultaneously?
I'm just saying if you did something like let's say we're gonna be bolted, or I don't know, but you're right. He's asking about the Rest in Peace.
I'm actually. So the Lily ults, what does it do? Robert gets to separate 2 piles, and Eddie gets to choose one to sacrifice or something.
Yeah.
Just Gideon versus.
I think he did. I think he goes Gideon lands.
Huh.
Leave him with the colonnades.
I think with like Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, I'd leave him with the ghost.
Oh,
yeah.
He kept the. Right, because I guess he can't lose Rest in Peace there, because then Gideon just dies to Tarmogoyf. Wait, no, because there's no.
No, there'd be nothing in the graveyard.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what Scott said. Scott said that those cards wouldn't go to the graveyard, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
But then he. Yeah, if I think he wanted to keep the Gideons there.
Yeah.
Because
Gideon makes 2/2s. He wasn't well. Actually, Gideon would have died that turn though, right? Because Tarmogoyf would have been a 1. It would have had 1 power, and then the Kitchen Finks is 3, so it just kills Gideon. Because he was gonna lose his Knight token because it was in the other pile.
oh right, the Goyf would be a yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because although there was no permanence in the graveyard, Robert had a land in hand, so that would have gave him 1. So this Gideon Jura in Eddie's hand is long away. As is the Ancestral Visions taken down. So Robert looking in a pretty good position here. Eddie does still have a Knight token which he can chump for a turn or trade with Kitchen Finks if he wants. Looks like he's going to do that. Just trying to chump them.
So Eddie does have an Ancestral Vision, so things aren't quite over.
So I'm not sure. Why do you chump the Tarmogoyf if the Tarmogoyf is dealing 2 damage to you? Kitchen Finks is dealing 3, and you can trade with Kitchen Finks this first half?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why you don't block. I mean, you had a 2/2 Knight.
Yeah, he had a 2/2 Knight.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't block the Finks there. I mean, maybe you want to path. Maybe he wants to try to path the Finks.
Yeah, I think Eddie has now gotten confused because his Rest in Peace is no longer in play. He doesn't need to keep he can't keep exiling all the cards, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, we should probably
yeah,
let him know about that.
Someone should mention that to Eddie. Yeah, some of the play in this game has just not been too
yeah,
tight.
No, the Rest in Peace I think is exiled. That land was not, because Rest in Peace exiles itself. I think.
Yeah, I think that's what Scott said. Yeah.
Tracker land is nice. It's a good draw there.
Now Robert does have a Ghost Quarter for the Ravine, but that automatically gives Robert another clue, as long as the Tireless Tracker's in play. Supreme Verdict.
So wait, he drew Supreme Verdict?
No.
Oh.
But he can Spreading Seas this Raging Ravine to draw a card, and then he doesn't die next turn yet, does he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless the Goyf is a 4/5, he won't die if he's Spreading Seas the Raging Ravine.
Well, Robert can correct 2 clues potentially.
Yeah, that I was taking into account 1 clue. I guess if he cracks it.
If he finds a land.
So he drew a Huntmaster. So interestingly, Robert's leaving himself to get blown out by a Supreme Verdict here. Eddie actually gets to draw.
Oh no, Eddie's just dead maybe? Oh, Eddie was at 6.
Oh, he's at 6. Okay.
The life total wasn't updated yet. All right, well.
Those were
hand
some
disruption there.
Yeah, those were some games, folks.
Yeah. Robert, classic Jund, still going strong, taking down this weird new take on blue-white control.
Well, anyway, thanks for hanging with us, folks. Like I said, check out the Patreon, but also subscribe to our channel.
Yep.
We're now a top Twitch affiliate. Top Deck Productions is.
And if you want to see some nice new pre-release action, that will be being streamed on our channel the whole weekend. So there won't be commentary for that, but you will just be able to watch matches play. So if you want to see some of the new cards in action for the first time, Top Deck Productions is one of the few places you can do it. So tune in for that. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
What's an overgrowth?
2.